Former President Trump says he plans to surrender to authorities in Georgia as the first Republican debate nears. And it's the end of an era for one courageous plumber known throughout the world. The rundown starts now. This is Straight Arrow News, bringing you unbiased, straight facts. Today is Tuesday, August 22nd. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. Former President Donald Trump plans to surrender to authorities on Thursday in connection to an indictment in Georgia on charges alleging he attempted to overturn the 2020 presidential election results in the state. Trump posted to his social media platform Truth Social yesterday saying, "Can you believe it? I'll be going to Atlanta, Georgia on Thursday to be arrested." Hours earlier, his bond was set at $200,000, $80,000 for the racketeering charge, and $10,000 for each of the 12 additional charges he's facing. The Fulton County Sheriff says they will follow normal protocol when the former president turns himself in. That would include fingerprints and potentially a mugshot. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis had given Trump and 18 other co-defendants until Friday to turn themselves in. Trump's former personal lawyer, John Eastman, has agreed to surrender on Wednesday. Trump will show up at the Fulton County Jail a day after the first Republican primary debate. He has already said he will not be taking part in that, and sources tell multiple news outlets that a pre-taped interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson will be made available at the same time. The Georgia case is one of 4 indictments Trump is facing. Trump has denied all wrongdoing in all cases. Willis has proposed a March 4th trial start date, which would be a day before Super Tuesday. To see how Trump's political calendar and legal calendar are overlapping, head to SAN.com. 2 weeks to the day, wildfires tore through the island of Maui, and for 14 days, residents have been reeling. President Joe Biden visited the island Monday and surveyed the devastation after first receiving criticism for his lack of response early on. Biden met with survivors inside a grieving community and reassured them federal resources were there to stay as long as recovery efforts take. For now, top of mind on the island are the more than 800 people still considered missing, with fears many may be children. 115 people have been found dead. Officials say there are still weeks of torment to go as crews slowly clear a 5-mile disaster zone left in the wake of the historic wildfire. Biden offered his condolences to the community and recognized the strength shown in the process so far.
And many of you have lost more than just that. Many of you have lost family, not even sure where some are. You know, I've been impressed how you look out for one another, turn your pain into purpose. This town has stood as a sacred spot for centuries.
A federal judge in Texas will consider whether the state has legal grounding to keep its barrier of buoys afloat in the Rio Grande River, meant to serve as a deterrent to illegal crossings. But the border security tactic has been of controversy ever since it was implemented in July. The Biden administration and Mexico have both pushed for Texas to remove the buoys, largely citing safety concerns. But Governor Greg Abbott argues it's because of persisting safety hazards that the state first deployed its buoy barrier.
Just last month, here in the Eagle Pass area, there was an infant who drowned crossing the border. That was before that we put the buoys up. A little infant drowned, and not a peep out of Washington, D.C. about that.
In recent days, the state of Texas did move its buoys closer to the side of U.S. soil to appease a request from Mexico, but Abbott has stood firm the state is within its legal rights to have the buoys deployed. On Monday, the Texas governor was joined by other Republican governors from Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and South Dakota, all of whom have sent their own law enforcement and National Guard members to the border to help secure it. Starting today, Japan plans to release treated radioactive wastewater from its Fukushima nuclear plant into the Pacific. It's a move that's generated criticism from countries such as China, but support from others like the U.S. The plan has been in the works for years. The nuclear plant was damaged during a 2011 earthquake and tsunami, and Japan had to pump more water into the plant to cool down fuel rods in the reactor. But now space is limited. Japan has said the water release is safe and will be filtered to remove most radioactive elements. But the country says the water will be diluted to well below internationally approved levels. However, some scientists still believe, even diluted, the wastewater could potentially harm marine life. Pilots at American Airlines are following in the steps of their colleagues at United and Delta, approving new contracts that will see a pay raise. The Allied Pilots Association says the 4-year contract will see a 46% overall raise in the value of total compensation. The contract includes $1.1 billion in one-time payments and ratification bonuses, immediate pay raises averaging 21%, annual raises, and increased company contributions to retirement plans. In addition, the pilots will see more vacation benefits and changes to give them more predictable schedules. American has approximately 15,000 pilots. The union says 73% of pilots who took part voted in favor of the contract. Over at Southwest Airlines, their pilots are still in contract negotiations. Finally this morning, a bit of news coming from video game maker Nintendo. The original voice of its beloved character Mario is stepping down. Charles Martinet has been voicing the adventurous plumber in Nintendo games since the 1990s. The company says Martinet will now be serving in the role of Mario Ambassador, traveling the world to promote all things Mario. Nintendo has not said who will be the new voice behind the character. Earlier this month, the company reported a 52% increase in net profits, which was in part due to the success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The film has grossed $1.3 billion. While Martinet did not voice Mario in the movie, he did have another role, playing Mario's dad. Those are your top stories this Tuesday morning. Thank you for choosing Straight Arrow News as your trusted source. And now you can know the second the rundown is available with the Straight Arrow News app. The app is free to download in the Apple and Google Play app stores. Just search Straight Arrow News, then make sure to turn on notifications for the rundown, and you'll get alerted each weekday morning when it's time to watch. Unbiased, straight facts, that's Straight Arrow News. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.